We live in sports is better.
All right, Taylor with We Live It Sports, joined by the beautiful and the dangerous Taylor Killa Bee Starling. Taylor, how are you doing?
I'm great. I've been like up and down with knowing if I was in a fight camp or not, what was happening, what's going on, and now I feel like I'm locked in. I'm ready to go. I needed something to light a fire under my ass, and here I am, and I got what I asked for, and I'm excited to put on a show soon.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you're going to be fighting on the Blood for Blood card in Daytona, Florida. You fought in Florida before, right?
Yeah, I was born in Florida.
Oh, wow. So it's a little homecoming there for you. How do you like that Florida crowd? I was just at the event where Kai Stewart took on Nico Gaffey. That Florida crowd is something electric.
Oh yeah, it's different. It's crazy because it's different areas of Florida that have different vibes. Like the vibe in Clearwater and Orlando are different than the vibe in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, but it's still all like good energy. It's like different kinds of people. You wouldn't believe that they're all in the same state. I'm excited. I fought in the fairgrounds once when I fought Cassie Robb for Bare Knuckle, and that's somewhere that I went as a kid. And to go back there and be like, wow, I used to come here with my dad to the strawberry festival and like be a kid, but now I'm performing. It was a full circle moment and I can't wait to do it again.
That's amazing. So that leads me to something I want to ask you. You fought some of the toughest women in the BKFC. What has bare knuckle fighting specifically taught yourself about you as a person?
I really Oh my gosh, I could write a book about all of the things bare knuckle has taught me. It's taught me a lot about myself physically that I think I'm a lot tougher than I've ever realized. I always sell myself short. I'm really, really hard on myself. I'm a perfectionist. I'm constantly thinking I'm not good enough. And every single time I step in there, I'm like, wow, you did that. You are capable of that. You work hard. And I know I work hard, but I'm always like, I can do more. There's always something better I can be doing. And I feel like that's the biggest thing. Like, stop selling myself short. You are that bitch and you are the Killa Bee. You go in there and that's you because you do it. I had to have this moment with myself to learn, like, okay, like you really are that girl.
You absolutely are. And you've been in some absolute wars. So for you personally, what was the hardest fight that you had in BKFC?
Mm, that's tough to say. They're all hard. I would say uh, in recent times, probably fighting Beck Rawlings was really tough. That was one where I had to like bite down and be like, all right, we're in a fight with a UFC vet. And I was like, I am not going down. That is not happening. I'm fighting Beck toe to toe. She might get the win, but I'm letting her know that I'm here to fight. Earlier times, I would say Teresa Segala, my first one, just because I couldn't understand the gravity of fighting bare knuckle. I knew it was going to be crazy. I knew it was going to be tough. But when you're in that moment, you're like, holy shit, what am I doing? What did I decide to do? And that was probably the toughest. Mentally, I didn't believe in myself. Like that first fight, when I fought Teresa, I was like, it's either I win or I go home and I don't ever put the gloves on ever again. And then my life changed. So I had to put the gloves back on for training purposes, but I had to get back in the gym and get back to it. And now I'm here and I have a whole career and a whole life out of it. And it's amazing.
Absolutely. So your goal, obviously, every fighter's goal is to get that title. So where we sit right now, how close do you feel like you are in the women's division to be getting that title, either at the current weight class or maybe a different one?
I really feel like so I'm a straw weight. That's really where I like to be, but the good thing is I'm flexible. I can fight at 125. I'm not chasing the 125 title. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not fighting Christine Faria again. I feel like me and Britain had a really close fight in Sturgis. And I don't want to say I'm not close to it. I am close to it in talks of ranking an opponent and how our fight went, but she's got all this drama going on with all these other girls calling her out and wanting to fight her and doing all the talking online. I don't want to do that ever again or anymore. Hopefully my next fight I can make a statement. I think me and Britain deserve an arena with thousands and thousands and thousands of people there to do it again, but I want that back. I want that back. These girls are all talking. I'm like, we had a show when we debuted in Sturgis and we're the headliner. Like, we really brought a fight. That's one of the greatest women's fights ever in bare knuckle history. And of course, I would love to run that back, but it needs to be done in it needs to be done in the proper setting. And, I'll let them talk and fight over who's fighting who. And I'll just be here. I'm here to work and just have fun doing what I do.
Absolutely. So I don't even think that was one of the most exciting women's fights in BKFC. I think it absolutely was. I remember seeing Conor McGregor's reactions to this fight. Everyone was on the edge of their seat. Man, that was an absolute war. So I would personally love to see that fight, run it back. Maybe in the home state of Florida at the end of summer in a big arena or something like that would be something really cool to see.
Yeah,
But
Britain's a Florida girl too now. I think she lives in Florida now, and that's where I'm from originally. Thankfully I have homes all over the place. I've been all over the place, so everywhere I go, I'm a draw. I'm ready. I think that would be awesome. Just give us a sold out arena, and we will shut it down.
there's no doubt about that. So I know when you go on BKFC's website right now and you look at the fights, there's a little gray person next to your name. There's been no one announced yet. So if you could pick who your opponent would be for this next fight, who's somebody in the BKFC that you want to fight? Let's take the title out of it. Let's take Britain Hart out of it. Let's take all of that out. Who is somebody that you think your style and their style would deliver an amazing fight?
That's so tough to say because I feel like our women's division is so shallow, and that's not putting anybody down or like knocking anybody down a peg. I feel like Britain Hart would be the answer. That's who I want to fight again. That's who I think would bring the fight and would be so good for eyes. I really I gotta think. Like, I would love to fight Sarah Shell, but also at the same time, she's just like a headache to deal with, and she just runs her mouth, and I don't even think someone like deserves what comes with fighting me. Like, someone like her doesn't deserve what comes with fighting me. She just can't be a good person and nice. So I don't even want to be in the same room as that human. Like, so who else? Shelby Cannon just had a tough performance. She was awesome. Uh I'm trying to think, like, it's so little names, like anybody else that doesn't have too much of a record. I will say this though, I'm going up in weight, and it's kind of like take what you can get. I would want Britain. Other than that, it's like whoever wants to fight, let's go. Let's go. And I found someone who wants to fight, so let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, you've never been one to shy away from a fight, no matter who it is, no matter what weight class it is. You are always down to scrap, and I think that's what makes you such a polarizing figure inside of the BKFC. But I want to hear it from you. What makes Killa Bee different from every other fighter in the women's division inside of BKFC?
This isn't even a talk of like skill or my fight record or what I've done in the ring necessarily. I'm a bite. Everyone knows I'm a bite down on my mouthpiece and throw down kind of girl. We got quite a few of those. The thing that makes me different is I just have this thing. I don't know what it is. I don't know how I got it. When people meet me, they're like, you just have it. You just have the it factor. I just am who I am. I think that's what makes me different. There's only one of me. I feel like there are people who kind of try to bite off of things that I do and try to like recreate it and try to do it in their own way. But I always say you can steal the recipe, but the sauce won't taste the same. And I'm just me. It's just who I am. When you meet me in person, I'm exactly the way that I am on camera. I'm exactly who you see on social media. And that's it. There's just something. I can't tell you what it is. It's just an it. It's there. I don't know. It makes me different. I don't know what it is.
That's beautiful, because every single person that I've ever talked to about you says that exact same thing. You are so genuine inside the squared circle, outside social media. It doesn't matter. You are always that same person. So definitely makes you a lot more unique than some of these fighters, and especially some of the fighters in the women division that, let's just say, aren't as genuine. We'll put it that way.
Oh, yeah. And it's just like I've been in this game so long now, not even just in bare knuckle, just in combat sports. And, I had my phases of like trying to be the villain, trying to be overly nice, trying to be everywhere. I'm like, you know what? I'm so tired of this. I'm just gonna be myself. I'm so honored that people say that, because I'm like, I'm sure there's people who like want to punch me in the face, but I really am just like, I'm just the nicest person. I don't, it just takes my energy to be any other way. Like I can't. So I'm just happy to be here and happy to do what I'm doing, and that's it. And I think that the world is in a pretty crazy place right now as we speak. So why not just be nice to everybody, whether I'm fighting you or not?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you talk about fighting for your kids. What does being a mom influence your fighting career?
It's crazy. When I got pregnant with my children, I've been in the fight game for a long time. I'm 30 and I started training when I was 13. So I've been in this game for a long time. But when I got pregnant and had my children, I was like, I can't do this. I'm fat. I just had two babies back to back. There's no way I ever come back from this. And then I thought to myself, wow, like if I give up what I love just because I had children, then I'm teaching them that mom used to do this, but she gave up. And I didn't want that to be the case. So I was like, I'm going to use what I have with them to teach them a very important lesson in life of never giving up. And if you just work hard and you're nice to people and you get after it, you can make anything happen. Whether you're a mom, whether you're broke, whether you're fat, like you can do anything. You can change your life. And I just wanted to show that to my kids. So that's what it means to me. And my kids think I'm so cool. And it's funny, like they get older and they are like they to watch them bloom into this. They used to be on the mats when they were little babies, and I had to prop them up in little baby chairs while I was training, to now they have conversations with me like, when are you fighting? Who are you fighting? Oh, that girl talked about you. I don't like her. You go beat her up. Like, so it's really cool. And it's very special to them. They've really come into their own of thinking I'm the coolest. And now I'm like, I got to try to earn a spot on Fortnite. My kids want me to be on Fortnite and in Roblox. I got to do something to get that, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. I remember when I was training in jiu-jitsu and everything, bringing the carry and go and putting my son up in there and having him watch all the mats. And, now he was just at BKFC 87 with the media pass and interviewing and doing everything like that. So seeing that growth, I can only imagine how proud you are and how much
It's
it means to you.
so awesome. Like my favorite is my youngest Brody. I would take the bumbo like little seat that's like carved up that just like holds them up. I would take that and I would take his bottle and prop like boxing gloves to where the bottle's in his mouth because he couldn't quite keep a good hold of it, and he's like drinking the bottle and like sitting there. Like I would just do anything and everything to make it happen. And yeah, that's the important lesson I want to teach them. I want them to do the same thing with whatever they do in their life.
So talking about lessons to teach your children and everything like that, you talked about never giving up, but what was one of the lowest moments of your fighting career and how did you bounce back from that and move on?
Easy answer. Everybody knows this answer. When I fought Christine Faria. Um, I've definitely had some pretty low moments, like as an amateur, and but I would say like in the BKFC world, in the defining moment where I really truly felt at my lowest was fighting Christine. There were a lot of factors that played into it. My mental health was just not okay. I wasn't in a good place in my life. Like things were going on behind the scenes, and everybody was like, you can't fight Christine if you're mentally not good. And if you go in there, you're going to get finished and it's going to be bad. And I kept trying to block that. And I knew I wasn't mentally okay, but I kept trying to put on this facade of like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm fine. And the whole training camp, every day I would go in the gym crying. I would cry. I would just be like, I don't even want to be here. I'm not enjoying it the same. I feel like, too, at that point, the pressure of fighting being a job versus what I loved to do and enjoyed to do in my free time, and because I loved it, that kind of went away. It was almost like punching a clock. Like, you have to be here. You have to be here at this time. You're not going to get paid if it doesn't work this way. Um, it's strange because I tell people fighting is like an office job too, in a way. Like, you have to, if you make it, like you are doing something for money to get paid, and it's a routine. It's like you have bad days in the office. So there were just a lot of factors leading up to that fight that I tried to ignore, and unfortunately they just all came to the surface when I was in the ring with Christine and after. And that was really hard. But my biggest takeaway from all of that is to have good people in your corner. All of the people that like all of the immediate people that went with me, that were there, that helped me get ready for it, they were right there after, and they were supporting me and checking on me and making sure I'm okay, and they all still loved me the same. Then you kind of weed out the fans, or like the people that ride your coattails a little bit. Some of those weeded themselves out, which is important too, but just having a good support system and people who genuinely care about you and who have a brain that know that I'm a human being. I'm a human being. We make mistakes. We do things that we think are good for us in the moment and they're not, and you're not ready for. And yeah, that was definitely the hardest blow of my career. It was hard to go through that moment and have cameras in my face. I don't know why people are so stuck on it. Maybe because of the buildup. But in my mind, I was being coached to do that. I was being told, like, you have to flip Christine off. You got to be shoving each other. You got to. Me and Christine would be on the phone or around a corner and be like, okay, you're going to go out here and I'm going to do this. And so we were cool the entire time. It was like wrestling, like we're going to hate each other and really sell this. Every time you do an interview, talk shit about me, Christine would be like, yeah, say this, like I'm old, or like we just really worked together on like building that up, because people told me that they didn't want to see me. I was hearing people don't want to watch you fight if you're not doing that. And I was like, this is what I have to do. I was so young, like I was younger. I had to learn like, oh, okay. This is what they want. I have to do this. I have to give it to the people. And that's another thing about being authentic. Like I'll never do that again because that wasn't real and it was fake. And so people get really hung up on it. And that bothers me because I see grown men quit every single time there's a bare knuckle card. I see people get hit in the face that just are like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Or they take a knee, or they're just like, I'm done. But nobody's hung up on that. They're always hung up on me. I get called a quitter. Since I fought Christine, I get called a quitter probably 10 times a day, every single day. And I'm just like, come up with something new that I haven't heard before. But yeah, that was the lowest. It was hard. I definitely dealt with a lot of stuff from that fight, before, during, and after.
So anybody that's ever paid attention to BKFC, they absolutely know who Killa Bee is. And people see the fights, but they don't see all the sacrifices. You alluded to some of that before, or the trials and tribulations of leading up to a fight. But what does fight camp actually look like for you?
Oh my gosh, I don't know how I do it. I really, to me, it's just what you do. And then I have 30 people telling me like, you have to take a rest day. You have to sit down. You did enough. You did enough today. And I'm like, no, it's not enough. Like I said, that's how I am. I am conditioning in the morning. I am doing privates in the middle of the day, like punching mitts and stuff. I'm going to classes and drilling. I'm coming home and cooking dinner for the kids. I'm running them around with their dad. I'm not with their dad, so it's 50-50. We're back and forth all the time, running between there. One of my coaches lives over an hour away, so I go to his house. It's like 3 training sessions a day, handling the kids in between. Nick, my husband, the photographer, he's always on the road or he's home, and we're trying to make sure that we get our time. And dieting, it sucks when you're in a fight camp cutting to 115 and everybody, like, you have to make dinner for everybody, but you can't have the dinner that you made, you know? It looks like that. It's crazy. I don't know how I do it. My husband has told me he's worked with so many fighters, and he's like, I've seen fighters cut corners, and he's like, but you have never cut a corner. And he's like, you do more than what's asked of you or what you're supposed to do. And he's like, I've never seen a fighter like that. I'm very, very disciplined. I think I just think of the goal. And the reason I'm that way is because, for instance, a fight like Christine, if I do anything wrong in fight camp, if I was to eat something I'm not supposed to, or drink a beer, or do something I'm not supposed to do, if I lose a fight, I'm going to think about that one thing for the rest of my life, and it's going to keep me awake at night. I'm nuts. I think about that stuff. So yeah, I don't know it's normal to me, but insane to others, and that's how my days function. I'm a psychopath. I love it.
Well, I think you need to be just be a little bit of a psychopath to be as dominating and inside of BKFC like you are. But you're a fighting veteran, so obviously the fight's nothing new to you. But what's more nerve-wracking at this point in your career? Is it the walkout before the fight, or is it doing all this media, doing the interviews, doing that stuff? What gets to you more?
Oh my gosh. The interviews in the media is definitely more nerve-wracking to me. It's different when we're doing something like this where it's a sit down and I can kind of go, oh, hey, hold on, I'll take a second. And I'll just cut it. I'll just cut it. When you're on live TV, there is no cutting it. There's no cutting it. It's just like if you fuck up, you fuck up and everybody sees it live at home. And I've had that experience. And then everybody talks about it and I mean, it blows past. People don't think about it ever again. But of course, like I said, I'm the type of person to lay awake at night and be like, oh my God, I messed up on TV and that's going to bother me for 6 months. So that's more nerve wracking. Fighting now at this point, I've done it so much that it becomes second nature. I still get nervous though. I still get nervous every single time I fight. I think scheduling a fist fight in front of thousands of people and people watching at home is insane. I would say what gets me is the morning of. For some reason, when I fight, I wake up 5 a.m. on the dot and I'm like, "Ah, like I'm fighting today. Oh my gosh, it's here. All of these weeks and hard work that I've done are now here and I have to go do it whether I want to or not." So that gets me nervous. But live TV for sure and interviewing people and it's crazy to interview different variations of people. I'm sure you've done it. You talk to someone like me who loves talking, who loves being on the camera, and then you talk to someone who's never been on camera before and doesn't like to answer questions, and they're just like, "Yeah, cool." And you have to know how to navigate that. You have to know like, you just gotta like be on the fly, and that's one of the hardest parts. That makes me nervous. That makes me really nervous if someone's energy is like dead.
So leading up to this next fight, tell all the BKFC fans what's one thing that they can expect from you in this next fight on the Blood for Blood card.
Oh man. So I love it. This is one of my favorite things ever. I am a show stealing kind of girl. I love when people are excited for Alex the Terrible and Cameron Delano. They're the main event. You've got the lead singer of Slaughter to Prevail fighting Cameron Delano, the professional bull rider. And then this tiny little blonde girl comes in and she just steals the show, and everybody's talking about that. That's always my goal, to go in there and like, I'm like, I gotta fight harder than the guys. I gotta do better than them. I want people to be like, that girl fight was awesome. Um, so yeah, that's what they can look forward to. I have it really set in my brain. Like I'm pretty sure I'll end up being the first fight. There's only 4 fights, which is unheard of. Only 4 fights. I'm pretty sure I'll be kicking off the show and I'm going to make sure that I make a statement. And I hope that my opponent does the same and brings the same energy because I'm ready to throw down.
Absolutely. Yeah, this card is so unique, right? With the 4 fights, with the location, with the individuals that are also on the card. This card is unique. When you got offered to do this card, were you excited about the uniqueness of this card? Did you want something bigger at the Hard Rock? What was your thoughts when you first got this fight on this day?
Well, when I was talking to my managers, shout out to All In Management, they're the best. I was talking to them, they asked me, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to fight in Sturgis. I'm the queen of Sturgis. I have to do this every year. Sturgis has now become like, if there's bare knuckle at Sturgis, Killa Bee better be at Sturgis. They love me there. That place is awesome. But I said, that's too long to go without a fight and staying warmed up and ready to go. I need something. And my manager was like, there's a rock metal concert thing going on. I didn't really know like the gravity of it. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's Rockville. It's this whole festival. This is amazing. I love rock music. I'm perfect for it. I'm covered head to toe in tattoos. Like they're gonna chew me up and spit me out there. They're gonna be like, let's go. Everyone's gonna want to watch me fight. And my manager was like, I think you're perfect for this. And I was like, I have to get on this card. So that was it. And then it was kind of like, well, who's she fighting? What's going on? So I'm happy that it's finally getting locked in and I get to do it. The people there are going to love it. I love anything where I can be a character. I love everyone asks me about my weigh-ins and walkouts and all of this stuff. I always just want to bring a show to the fans. I know what it feels like to watch a fight and someone walk out and it get you hype, or when someone weighs in and you're like, that's sick. I love that. I try to bring that energy myself. So this is something that I can be a character for. I can't wait to dress up. I already have a million ideas, and yeah, these people are going to love it. They're going to love it.
I have no doubt that you're going to do exactly what you're setting out to do, and you will steal that show. So next, I'm going to hit you with some rapid fire questions for you. Okay. So
Yeah.
let's start off here first. Who is your favorite fighter
Of all time or in bare knuckle?
of all time?
Okay, I'm gonna give you a couple. Okay, I would say in the UFC, Anderson Silva was the biggest influence on me becoming a fighter or wanting to be a pro fighter. I would watch his highlights on YouTube and I was like, I want a highlight reel one day. Boxing, like women's boxing, Katie Taylor, she's just so good. She's really just so good. Like, and then her and Amanda Serrano's fight's amazing. She's someone I watched earlier on and always knew about. So Katie Taylor would be the boxing world. And BKFC, now Mike Richmond is one of my favorite bare knuckle fighters. He's awesome. He's really cool. I would have to say Kai Stewart though too. Like Kai Stewart is someone that I've been around in personal settings, and I have the biggest soft spot for his girlfriend and him, and to be around them and then to watch him prove the doubters wrong time and time again. And this performance that he just put on, Kai is awesome, top to bottom. Like say what you want. People either love him or hate him, but he is awesome and he knows what to do in that squared circle.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I spent all week leading up to his fight at his Airbnb with him, leading up to this fight he had against Nico Gaffey, and man, just seeing him operate through fight week, through the weight cut, through everything was such a cool experience. So definitely big Kai Stewart fans over here. Now I think
They're
I know
awesome.
the answer to this next question, but what's the hardest punch you've ever taken?
I'll say besides Christine Faria. Okay. Because I always think about it. I always think about it. Like if Taylor now fought Christine then, it would have been different. Now Christine's leveled up a little bit and she's a lot scary. She was scary then, but she's even scarier now. I don't want to take a punch from her now. Hardest puncher. I would say Christine for sure. Jade has a little sauce on her. Like Jade can throw a punch. But none of them were like anything that I was like, oh my god. Besides Christine, like when Christine hit me in my temple, and I was like, this sucks. But Jade hits very hard, and Beck Rawlings, hit. Like I remember Jade and Beck both had moments where they hit me in my body, and I had to be like, I'm really good at like hiding. It's poker face. You have to have a poker face. You can't let them know when something hurts. And they both definitely hit me with something that hurt. And I was like, oh, I hope the round's almost over. I hope I gotta move and breathe for like 10 seconds or like I'm in trouble. But yeah, both of them. Jade and Beck hit pretty hard.
What is your go-to meal after a fight?
Oh man, my husband is Italian. And, if it's immediate, I'm like, whatever I can get, that's right in front of me. But my husband, I love coming home from a fight trip and he's like, let's go to the grocery store. And we go on like a little grocery store date and we pick out what we're going to eat. And he cooks me some like really good Italian food. I love when he makes me chicken parmesan. Or he makes homemade meatballs. So it's like, we love the process of just going to the store together without the kids and like getting what we need, and we're just like so cheesy. Like that to us is everything. And to do that and then come home and he'll make me this like insane meal, and that is what I look forward to after every fight when I finally get some pasta.
Man, that sounds good, man. Those homemade meatballs, those sound legendary.
They're the best.
What is your favorite or your best walkout song that you've ever had?
Oof. That is a tough choice, but I'm gonna have to say when I walked out to Metallica in Sturgis the first time, I always try to walk out to something that's like a good vibe, good energy for with the crowd that I'm performing for. I never pick out a song really for myself. It might be something I enjoy. Um, like I love Metallica. So that one I was like, "Oh, that's going to be such a good walkout." So One by Metallica was my favorite. That's the one that always comes back to my head. And I did a Kill Bill walkout when I fought Jadma Sun Wong, and that one was really cool. It was a song I always watch Kill Bill over and over before I fight usually. It just like gives me in kill mode. And the the album, I couldn't think of the word. The album is amazing for that movie, and it was just so good, and it was something that made me feel something. So I would say those two right now.
Absolutely. I remember that walkout specifically. That was an amazing walkout.
I
So
wanted a sword. I wanted to get a sword, and I was like, they're not gonna let me bring a sword out here when I walk out, so let me just chill.
man, they need to. They need to, especially if you ever do that again, you need to walk out with that sword. Now, I know the opponent is not announced yet, but what is your fight prediction for how this fight goes on the Blood for Blood card?
I'm taking a step up in weight class again. I'm going back to where I once came from, the 125 division. I'm pumped. I haven't gotten to take a fight at 125 where I have like the conditioning that I have and the nutrition that I have. I used to kind of just like hope and pray I'd wake up 125 and go step on a scale. And this time I'm more dialed in and I get to be a monster. I just fought in December boxing, and when I was on the scale at 125 and that whole weight cut process, I was a monster. I'm going to be a monster. Um it's going to be crazy. I'm really excited. I feel like I've worked so hard on being technical because everyone was like, "Oh, you're a brawler. You're a brawler. You're tough. You're tough." I got tired of getting called tough. And so I was like, I want to show off my technique. I want to show people I know how to box and that I know what I'm doing. And now I'm like, it's time to bring the dog back out. I've worked on the technique enough that when I bring the dog back out, the technique will follow. And I'm going in there, no holds barred. I'm ready to throw down. You guys are about to see an OG Killer Bee performance, and yeah, I'm excited. You're gonna get everything you hope for.
Oh, I don't doubt that for 1 minute. Now, to end out this rapid round, if you weren't a fighter, what would you be doing?
I love baking. I've worked in bakeries, but my dream is to own a coffee shop. I've worked as a barista and in bakery. So it was like coffee shop, bakery, coffee shop, bakery. That's been the recurring theme in my life working jobs. And when it's all said and done, I want to own like my own little coffee trailer, like bee themed,
Yes.
and sell baked goods. So it's super girly. But yeah, I love doing that when I'm stressed out. I'm like, I gotta bake something or I need to make something. And coffee and baked goods. I would be whipping it up and serving coffee. So that's in my future.
I can't wait. I'll definitely be there for the grand opening of that because I love coffee, so I can't wait for that. But as we close out here, I love asking this question at the very end, and we're nowhere near there for you yet. But when your career is over, how do you want people to remember Killa Bee?
That's like something that makes me emotional. I think about it every day. I want people to just remember. I always want to make people feel good, whether that's watching a fight, whether you see me in person and you have a conversation with me. I want people to feel inspired by what I've done. I've worked very, very hard. I'm living proof that you can come from the bottom and make something of yourself, whether other people believe in you or not. There was a lot of times I was just the only person believing in myself, and I got to where I am. And I want that to be an example for others. And I just want people to be like, man, she was so cool. She was so awesome. I don't think I've ever seen you at the fights before, but when I talk to people, I really give people my time of day. After I fight, whether I win or lose, I'm out in the crowd taking the time to just sit and talk to every single person that wants to talk to me or listen to me talk. I want people to be like, man, she was really awesome and a good person. And that's in life, that's in the ring, and that's in life.
That's a beautiful answer. That's a beautiful answer. Well, Killa Bee, thank you so much for taking out your time to do this interview. But before we go, where can the fans find you out? Where can they follow you to make sure they get this announcement of who you're going to be fighting for BKFC's Blood for Blood?
You can follow me on Instagram at TayWStarling. I have a TikTok. It is Killa Bee. I have Facebook. You will probably sit in my request folder if you try to add me on Facebook. That's about it. I don't do X. I've tried to like force myself to do Twitter. It doesn't work. I don't get it. I don't understand. I'm old. But yeah, TikTok and Instagram is going to be the best way to find me. Make sure you tune in, cheer me on. And yeah, I mean, you'll find me somewhere. You'll find me at the grocery store with my husband. That's a good place to look.
So who do you want to thank leading up to this fight, your entire career? Like who are some of the people that you want to give thanks to and take this time for supporting you and being with you through the thick and the thin of it?
My coaches are awesome. They're everything. My coach, John Bernard, my coach, Mel, my coach, Keith, my coach, Duke, my teammates at Modern Warrior are super awesome. My husband is the driving force. I swear to you, if I didn't have that saint of a man, I don't know what I would be doing. He talks me off the ledge like 10 times a week. He's the best. He motivates me and he inspires me. He always says I'm his role model, but he is one of mine. My management team, All In Management, Vic. I went years without a manager because I've been done so dirty, and Vic came in. He's really picked up the pieces and he's put some good things together for me. So Vic and the All In team are amazing. My children are my world. They do everything for me. They're probably not going to see this and not think about it. I might show them because they'll think it's really cool that I'm like, Carson and Brody, mom loves you. You do everything for me too. Yeah, that's it. That's anybody that represents me, sponsors or not sponsors. I was thinking about sponsors. Anybody, just anybody who shows me love means a lot. The fans more than anything, above everybody I just named, because without you, I'm nothing. And yeah, thank you, everybody. Anybody and everybody.
Awesome. Well, again, Killa Bee, thank you so much. Taylor with We Live It Sports, man. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow for more interviews. Killa Bee, thank you so much. I cannot wait to be there for your fight on the Blood for Blood card with BKFC.
Look at those guns. Ah,
Let's go. You ready for this upweight class?
Get it. We have to get this heat. Let's go.